let's do it. Yeah.
Well, we both moved to Olympia, Washington in 1999.
And we happened to both land in art studios right next to each other. And I remember the first time that I saw Matt, a little alarm went off in my head, and it said, "Don't let him get too close. Don't let him get too close." Because he could really love me. And me and all my friends thought, "Oh, poor Matt, he's so in love with me, but it will never happen because he's just too good."
Too good?
You were too good and too nice, because at the time I only liked people that had leather jackets.
Like the Fonz?
Like the Fonz.
But you had like weird homemade eyeglasses that were made of like
paper clips.
Paper clips.
Yeah.
And you wore multicolored clothing that you drew on yourself.
Yeah.
And you liked Fonzie guys?
As long as they were like really cool and weren't really interested in me. The other thing, like, not only was Matt good, but he was like vegan and like had this incredible like work ethic. I remember too that it was also around the time when Matt started eating meat that I was like, oh, now maybe me and Matt. And I made an offhanded comment to our friend like, oh, Matt ate a Reuben sandwich with meat on it? I was like, oh, now maybe.
And I started eating pizza and Reubens.
And I was like, oh, Matt is looking pretty good.
This guy's all right.
So then what happened? So then I started a band.
Said I thought I loved you, babe.
And Matt came and saw one of my concerts, and he said he would really like to play drums in the band. And then, wouldn't you know, Matt got a girlfriend. And when Matt got a girlfriend, I got jealous. And then I realized, oh, I like Matt. So then luckily, his whole other girlfriend thing didn't last very long. And in the meantime, I wrote a song called Kissin' on the Mouth, which was about my feelings for Matt.
And you say I love to kiss you with my mouth.
And I thought Kissing on the Mouth was about a different friend.
We got invited to play at this lady's birthday party, and it was the first night that we played the song, and we recorded the song on a tape recorder, and then we went back to my place and we listened to a recording of our show.
We were just sitting next to each other on the couch, and we started being closer and closer together, and then we were like holding hands for a long time, just talking. And then by the time the sun came up, we were kissing on the mouth.
So Matt and I have been dating now, currently, for 10.5 years. I knew that it was time to honor our love. And we had talked about getting married a little bit here and there, but I was always
talked about it before, but Greta was...
So since I was always the one that was like, no, we don't need that, then I knew that it had to be me. You know, so I proposed in November, but honestly, I was pretty well decided by like the May prior.
Whoa.
May or June, I started thinking about it.
Greta invited me to a lovely date in Central Park in New York City, where we were visiting.
So we sat down on a bench, and I had bought Matt a special ring in Olympia because I had planned this for a while, and I bought Matt a ring. And one of my favorite games to play with Matt is if I give him a nice present that is not food, sometimes I like to wrap it up and pretend that it is food. And remember when I made you that red fur scarf and I wrapped it up in Tupperware and brought it to you at the voyeur and told you to do a snack?
That's a special game you play.
I love that game. Or if it's...
That's 2 times.
I've done it. Maybe you've only remembered it 2 times.
So Greta handed me the little box and said, I got you a special snack.
A treat.
And I opened it, and it was a lovely ring of tungsten carbide, and it is inscribed, and it says the cutest, the sweetest, and the best.
So that's what Matt is. I knew I needed to be clear, and so I said, Matt, this ring is to honor our love, and will you marry me? And then we hugged and smiled and kissed and took a bunch of pictures. And we walked through the park, and we went to the museum, and we had a light lunch and a glass of white wine and looked at art. And then my camera got stolen, and I don't have those pictures anymore.
The camera was stolen more than a year later.
I'm just not.
We never got the pictures off of it.
I had such a big memory card, I didn't need to take the pictures off of the camera.
That's good stuff.